Hello, our friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family.
Hello there, welcome back.
So, guys, this one's just a quick update on some outages. Gmail down, as thousands of users claim they're unable to send or receive emails. People have reported being unable to access their Gmail inboxes, with server reporting that it's down, potentially affecting all of its 1.5 billion users across the globe. Wow, think about that. We got like 7.7 billion people on the globe, at least that's what they tell us. 1.5 billion use Gmail. That's a lot.
Well, the thing with it being down is when changes are made to certain things, they do have to take it down and offline to make these changes and then re-implement things. So I'm real curious as to what's going on here.
Oh, maybe some new programs or filters. Of course, there's no official word, but then again, what if it was, something that wasn't going to be official?
Yeah, probably something like that.
Maybe. But as we're going to see, there's other things going on that's very curious as well. So, Down Detector indicated the email service used by 1.5 billion people worldwide is having issues stopping people from accessing messages. Okay, so that sounds weird. Is having issues stopping people from accessing messages? Did I read that right?
Read that again?
So are they trying to stop people from access certain messages? I think maybe they just miswrote that, or did they?
I don't know. That's a good one.
Several people reported on social media they're having issues getting to inboxes, many asking for help from Gmail's official account. One person who needed to access her emails said, can somebody help me? I am literally desperate. And, here you see some of the outages being shown in the UK. And, there was another major thing going on besides this Gmail breaking news. The internet was down in multiple cities across France after suspected sabotage. Yes, you see, underground cables which feed major cities are believed to have been cut overnight. And here out of the Telegraph, you get little details. Internet and phone services down or running slowly in several French cities on Wednesday after fiber optic cables were cut overnight, and suspected attacks on crucial data infrastructure. Telecom operators said the attacks took place overnight at 4 a.m. Our teams have been at work since this morning. They got cameras everywhere. They must be able to see what happened. I mean, there's cameras everywhere. There's eyes in the sky and satellites everywhere. And so a spokesman for Free, the worst affected internet and mobile phone service provider, said that about the attacks coming at 4 a.m. In a message on Twitter, the company referred to multiple malicious acts targeting its cables, which led to outages and slow connections for many clients. Competitor SFR said it experienced several fiber cuts in the Paris region and in Lyon in southeast France. Other operators, such as Bouygues Telecom and market leader Orange, were not affected because they use different networks. And CETA's communicating very well back there.
Yes.
But problems were reported by users around the country, including in regional cities such as Strasbourg, Reims, and Grenoble. Cuts to cables have been confirmed in Paris region, affecting fixed and mobile services. Experts said apparently coordinated attacks on fiber optic cables were unprecedented. This sort of incident on this scale never happens, one security source told AFP on the condition of anonymity. It's the first time, and we don't know who it is for the moment. The affected operators said their technicians have been working overnight to restore services, with Free saying the problems were contained. Other IT companies, such as cloud computing groups, were also hit by the outages, which forced Free and SFR to move their data onto alternative routes. It's a bit like the motorways being blocked and you need to redirect all the traffic to other roads, said Sammy Slim, of the data center company Telehouse. It can result in small outages, but the internet works. The cuts targeted so-called backbone cables, which carry huge quantities of data between different regions and typically run along motorways or rail tracks. The Paris-Lyon and Paris-Strasbourg links were apparently targeted. That's interesting. In March 2020, fiber optic cables used for Orange Network were intentionally cut in the Paris region, depriving tens of thousands of users of internet connections. So, curious to say the least, especially with the timing. I mean, the election just happened, and obviously there was a lot of demonstrations going on out there, so there's a lot of unhappy people. And then, of course, we have the whole situation going on with Ukraine and Russia and NATO's involvement, and then, could it just be random group just trying to create a little chaos? But broadband providers across the U.S. and Canada are preparing for major outages in the coming days. External factors and domestic sabotage cited. Okay, so what happened over in France, they're expecting to happen in the U.S. and Canada, or at least the possibility of it happening. So that's definitely something that might raise the eyebrow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I know. With all of these communications going down and possible coincidences and all of these things, it just really looks like something is being kind of set up in a ABC kind of order, even though it looks chaotic.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, this is Paris up here, and then Lyon is over here. It's just, I wondered. Now, what do you pick up anything? What are you sensing on this? Is anything coming through? Is this just domestic? Is this people that are unhappy with the results of what just occurred? Or is this more related to the bigger global conflict going on, or just a little random chaos?
No, this is much bigger. This is something that feels very deep. It feels very deliberate. Making changes, disrupting the communications is a big part of it. And believe me, there's a lot of these organizations that are large. They are working together, even though they're saying that they're not, because it's not easy to get a hold of this information when you have these fiber optic cables and like which ones to cut. That's not free information.
And as you see, Lyon here, Paris here, Strasbourg here, makes a little triangle. From Paris over to Strasbourg, very close to Germany, and then down towards Lyon, closer to the border of Switzerland and Italy. I don't know.
The information feels very dark, I can tell you that.
Curious. Very, very curious. And so I wonder what's in store for the U.S. and Canada. Of course, we've had all sorts of solar storms starting, and the sun activity has been above what was expected so far. And of course, there's always that possibility, besides the CME, or the coronal mass ejection, of EMPs being used. And we're not going to go into big detail, but again, more threats always being levied out there as far as concerning the WAR that's happening over on that Ukrainian-Russian area. We just thought this was bizarre, and just like, why would you have a guy working on his computer with almost like a blue and white polka dotted thong, hunched over? He's so absorbed. He's in a jar. It's like a gin in a jar with the cork stuffed in there. He's so enthralled in his work. I mean, is this a statement on humanity in general, that people are, by their technology, they're basically being kept in a jar, kept from living? Perhaps the technology is keeping us enslaved, like goldfish in a bowl. Is that what they're trying to say here? And then you got this wolf-like, shadow-like being, 2 eyes, and is that supposed to be a third eye? And then why do we have a mouth that has some sort of tonguish type thing with a cross in the middle? Or is that an F for France? I don't know. This is just bizarre. And with Google, you see all sorts of bizarre things. This is Brave browser. And it's got its share of strange, bizarre things. I mean, this almost looks like the light wires plugging into him that's giving the light. Is that saying he's a battery? And when I first looked at this, I thought this was Ra, but no, it's AA. And then you have an X up there. A little male, a little light bulb. Yeah, the light shining down is that Cindy was getting, is that the all-seeing eye. There's a potted plant there. He's drinking some coffee with an X on it. I mean, there's something else in the coffee. And it looks like Mr. Potato Head's on the screen.
And he does look awfully content there in his own little universe. It's like everybody has their own little ecosystem, almost like it's being created for them so that they can be an energy source. And yeah, that you're right, that plug-in for the light seems to be plugged into him. So is he that energy source?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah, and he's got the red hair, and I don't know. This almost looks
it's like a glove or
a glove, or it was making me think of a rooster with the way they're, I don't know. Weird. What's your impressions, guys? By the way, happy birthday, George Jetson. Yeah, George Jetson was a 40-year-old dad in 2062. That means he was born this year. Wow. So think about it, guys. Anybody that's young enough, maybe you're going to be zooming around one of these.
Maybe it'll be you.
Maybe it'll be you. Meet George Jetson. As always, guys, please do subscribe to both channels, Evolutionary Energy Arts, where we were at when we did the last video, 65999. And yet again, then it bops back down and they take a bunch off. It's just, the algorithms, the AI, it's a funny world. And we have EEARTS as well, the other channel. And thanks for your support on Patreon and Ko-Fi. Do check out Medicinal Foods. Use coupon code EEA, get a discount, and help to boost your immune system and detox. It's got to be a daily endeavor. Much love. God bless and namaste.
Namaste.